Afternoon, wherever you are. We are live on Facebook. We're glad to say that. We were crossing our fingers. And as I take away the card, welcome to the live show and the replay. And we'll say,
hi.
Hi. Right, I thought it sounded common.
You froze right, for a moment.
Okay. Right. All right. Okay. Right. Okay. Now I'm going to first of all bring up the agenda if I can find the right one because I've got so many going on. Okay. Welcome to the show. And today's show is I Live Here with Fonz and Steven. Before we get to that, we've got a comment that's coming from Alfredo. And Alfredo's saying, hope you're able to go live. I hear folks idiots that some people are having trouble going live on Facebook Live. Well, I've got to say, Alfredo, that Fonz and I were holding our breath because we didn't know what was going to happen. But we finally made it live, which means we should get a good audience today because there's nothing else to watch.
Right. We're the lucky ones.
Yeah. Alfredo, I've got 4 agendas for today. Right. Okay. So today we're talking about, well, over to you, Fonz.
Yeah. Well, we were, I can't remember. It wasn't last week, was it? I was in the studio. But a couple of weeks ago, I was out and about around Melbourne, pointing out bits of history. Well, looking at it today and looking at where you could find some history. So like a building, working out what it was before it was what it is now, sort of thing, and taking a walk round. And I want to carry on with the next part of that today in today's show. And there is a part 3, probably a part 4 of researching your local history, but we'll see how that grows and goes along. But we are going to stay with Melbourne because there's no point walking you around Melbourne and then start talking about somewhere completely different. So if we're just using Melbourne as like, what's the best word to describe it? Melbourne as like a night giving you yeah, that's the word. I'm template. Yeah, that's the one. Sorry, I'm so tired. I am honestly, but
I know we haven't even got around to. Well,
yeah, I know.
Carry on, sir. Carry on.
Yeah. So template for your own area. I know you'll pick me up if I forget something. But anyway,
we're a team. We're a team.
Yeah, definitely. We're gonna do. Have you actually done two camera thing before like this, or is this the first time you've done it?
I've done it before, and I'll be doing it again tonight on the chocolate show. But I'm going to bring the second camera up. Are you ready for that?
Hang on one second.
Say when you're ready.
Ready now. Let's go for it now.
Okay. All right, so I'm going to go down into the lobby and Fonz, I'm going to make it full screen.
Brilliant. Okay. Well, this is me looking at a book. Hey, look, there's my hand. Hey. And this is a book about Melbourne. And I will say right now, if I sound a bit funny, I've got a voice today. So I'm hearing myself twice. It's all right.
It's all right. I'm hearing you twice too.
Yeah. Can you? No, I'm fine with it. I carry on. And this book has got all wonderful.
Right, just a minute. I'll say good morning to Kelly. We do have an echo, Fonz. We've got your voice twice. It's coming through. Then there's a delay.
Yeah. So, do you want me to carry on?
Well, 2 camera sources from smartphone devices.
Does that solve the problem?
Say something.
Hello.
Carry on.
Hello.
Right. Earth calling Fonz. Mission control.
Yep.
I
think it's sorted now.
Right. Okay. I'm going to disappear again. And thank you.
Open.
Thank you, Alfredo, for the advice, and we are good to go. Right. And over to you, Fonz.
Right, looking at this, in this book, we're at page 43, and like I show, it's got all old photos in it of Melbourne, and there's a little bit down here, like give you a bit of information. This is how you can get little snippets of history of your area, but because I can imagine somebody at some point has put a book together about where you live, basically, and we're going to look at this Melbourne book. But here's a little bit like an interest fact that stands out to me. The last hornblower of this day began early when the harvest horn was blown. William King was the last hornblower in Melbourne and had worked since the age of 7. Died in 1935 at the age of 84. Sorry, I'm still getting a time delay, mind. Sadly, that's why. Now I've completely gone. Oh no, okay, yeah, but carry on now. Yeah, so William King was the last hornblower in Cambridge, in Melbourne, and just getting his name, you could find out more about him and look him up. So you can find out where it was born and stuff by looking in record. Completely. That's better. I can hear myself much better. Here we go. Let's move along now, and I don't sound like a robot anymore. And look, okay, this photo here.
This is live video. Just a minute. Right, it's just the two of us now. We should be okay.
Right. Am I?
Hang on. Yeah, we've got.
I can hear myself perfectly all right now.
I can hear a replay. Oh, wait a minute. No, that's me. Just get rid of it. Right. Okay. That was me. Okay. I'm going to put things back up and you can carry on. Apologies.
Yeah. Okay. Now, apologies for sounding like a robot about a few minutes. but here we go. This is Melbourne. Now I've got a massive echo. Melbourne and Meldrift Station. Of course, it's just Meldrift Station now. And this little book here gives you a little bit of information. Real changes began when the arrival of the railway in 1848. Cambridge city centre got the railway in 1845, so it's a few years afterwards, and it was completely opened in 1851. So this book alone tells you when the railway come to the area. Now, once you know, you can start digging a little bit further into it. And here, somebody's done a lot of research themselves. And actually here, if I can get a good picture of this. Sorry, I'm new to doing this. So there's these 5 guys here, and it says on the side of it, Melbourne and Meldrift and Melbourne station staff, Mr. Allen, Ernest, Hale, Williams, Scott, the station master. So you could got names to find out a bit more about them. And who knows, you could have somebody in your family who probably worked on the local railway in your area. Now, this building here, I didn't realise myself that on the top of the moor was actually uh, a public house, the Royal Oak, I believe. And in past videos, if you've seen them, this would have been walking out and about this archway is actually still here. This archway here, and moving across. Now, this is how I see this area. It still looks like this today, and still very much the same. There was estate agents underneath, but they've gone. Before that, I believe it was a baker's at one point, and I might be sad thing happening there. Might be demolishing all those buildings in that row, and up here is what was there beforehand. So this is how it looked before that. It was an old barn, and it does mention here actually, because one of the bakeries in Melbourne was Jubal Howard's. So it gives you a bit of information there, and you can probably research it a bit more. Like, that's what I'd want to find out a bit more about them. Let's have a look. I did mark some bits out, and you got old like adverts. A.W. Bacon, brilliant name for a butcher's, and of course all locations where that house is still there. And the baker's was in the end bit, and actually I didn't know that. Actually, it was my mum who told me that there was a butcher's there, so I wouldn't have known that. And by this is where we research, you know what I mean? This is where one thing, this is good proof where learning one thing leads to another, because I didn't know there was a butcher's. My mum told me. I've got a picture now of it as a butcher's, and looking in this book, I've now took the next step and know it was A.W. Bacon of Melbourne, high class family butchers. And with that information, I can now go to the Central Library and find out a bit more, because Kelly directories and information books will tell me a bit more about how long it was there for, and probably tell me some of the stuff they employed, and then I can start researching them and finding out a little bit about them. So from the first step of hearing about it being the butchers, to looking in this book, to finding it in here and seeing which butchers it was, that research has cost me nothing. And going to the library, looking up details of when it was there and how long it's for, that will also cost me nothing. So we're going to move along. This here is the old post office, and of course this is it, owned by Ralph Henry Cranfield. So this is, I can imagine this is a bit later on, and this is beforehand, H. Cram. So this advert here tells me that they were the owners of it. Of course, the post office is no longer there. This building is. I've noticed just recently that they're starting to do some work on it. So this building here is slowly changing. So I can see but I'm back. Okay, let's move along. Let's move along. Of course, here's the post office, and we were chatting about telephone boxes, how they used to be the only communication before mobile phones. If you wanted to be out and contact home, and this one goes back to the early phone box kiosk. Actually, even though that one's not there, even today, there is still an old-fashioned red phone box in exactly the same location. Now, I don't know how long that will last there. Only time will tell. Right, here we. It's a bit of news. Now, I found this one quite interesting because I wasn't even aware of this event happening in Melbourne, and because of this book, I now know. Because we actually walked down Dolphin Lane a couple of weeks ago, and I said there probably was older buildings by the layout of it. There probably was older buildings in Dolphin Lane that are probably no longer there. And looking in this book, we've got this information. A cottage in the lane leading up to the Primitive Methodist Chapel, Dolphin Lane, collapsed at 2 a.m. in the morning. The family of the Stanford were pitched into the garden, and there was no casualties, and the accident was blamed on frost in the clutch. And that was from the 5th of February 1886. And there's actually, this is a house in Norgate's, cottage in Norgate's Lane. So another one, not the same one, with it all collapsing. And it's got collapse of cottage at Moore Corner, the house of Mrs. Louisa Harper, made of clay, bats, and affected by surface frost and heavy snowfall. And that's 2nd February 1939. But going back to the Dolphin Lane, that sort of shows that there was buildings down there that now
Right.
sadly gone.
Hello, Fonz. I'm back. I never went anywhere. The picture now is from your phone is a bit fuzzy.
Yeah, yeah, I could see that. Yeah, looking up on the screen. I don't know if it's going to sort itself out or not.
Okay, I'll stick with it then, and I'll. Yeah.
Oh, well,
okay.
I've got to mention if I showed the picture down here, I mention what this article says, and looking further into the cottage thing about them changing and the layout changing. Apparently, there was a serious village fire where 13 cottages were destroyed and 8 families made homeless. It's from June 1915. Oh, I'm looking at the picture there. A disastrous fire occurred on that Thursday afternoon in Melbourne, and it spread with great rapidity among the thatched dwellings in Rose Lane, Police Street Lane, and Dolphin Lane. So it's really weird because it's spotting layouts and things of how they've changed. And one of the things that he was saying a couple of weeks, that these new buildings were in between cottages, and the way basically the land was laid out, this is big open spaces. You could imagine that there probably would have been some form of cottages down there, and this is the next step up, because this bit of information proves that, and it sort of like goes into actually, you can see that there's quite a massive, somebody's done the research there about the incident, but apparently 8 families were made homeless. So it sort of explains what the big gaps were and what was happening. Sadly, the picture's not looking any better. I don't know if you want to bring me back up on the other camera. because
Right.
you can't really see anything, can you?
It's varying.
Yeah.
Probably see it clearly now. Right. Okay.
But that, do you know what I mean? But that gives a bit of information. If I go through what I was mentioning,
Yeah.
like I was saying, let's go back a bit. What was I talking about? Like I was saying about the butchers. Now, the building that I showed a bit earlier on, we walked past a couple of weeks ago, and it's just a house, and it is a little bit on the side, and I didn't know what that was. I didn't have a clue.
Yeah.
So a good way is speaking to people who grew up in the local area, and I was actually speaking to my mum, and she's the one who told me that it was a butcher's.
Mm-hmm.
And looking just in this book, I've got a picture of it, so I know it's that building, and it was telling me it was A.W. Bacon Butchers. And then with that information, that hasn't cost me anything. I can then take further research to the local library and dig a bit deeper, so you can see how you can the stages of finding things out. But I reckon that's a brilliant name for a butcher's, A.W. Bacon.
All right.
But it sort of gives you the idea. Yeah, carry on. Yeah.
Question from Kelly, and it's off or back out of Be Live because it's still talking to us. Okay, it won't go. Still there. Right. Okay. Question from Kelly: do the police still carry batons, or do they carry guns now when on the beat?
Don't carry. I'm not aware of them carrying guns.
Nope. It's in the UK. Police.
I think the worst thing they've got is pepper spray and tasers, isn't it? It
is. Batons. Our police do not carry guns normally.
No. Here's an interesting question. Have you ever been pepper sprayed?
No, I haven't, fortunately. Have you?
I have accidentally. I was at an event, and I was being a bit nosy, and all this argument kicked off, and I accidentally got pepper sprayed in the face, which was, it burns. Burns. It's not nice.
Understood. Right.
I wasn't involved in the disagreement.
No, I don't.
Honestly, Your Honour. Honestly,
I didn't for one moment think you were. You caught up in it. An accidental bystander caught up in the fray. Right. Now, we're lucky to be live on Facebook today, and thank you for tuning in and watching us. A question earlier from Alfredo was it's in the studio today doing research. Just to explain why, Alfredo, it's 3 degrees outside, and
it's lovely. It's not that actually. It's not that. That's not the. I wouldn't mind going out. Really,
I'm not saying you should. I'm just saying it's 3 degrees.
Oh, right. All right. No. I'm so snowed under with Friday.
Yeah. We'll talk about Friday. Yeah, that's a good lead into what's happening on Friday. So, over to you. And look, I'm looking forward to Friday. I shall be sat in the producer's seat, but the show is hosted by Fonz, and it's a 12-hour charity broadcast. Fonz, over to you.
Yeah, it's a 12-hour. I should be used to saying this now. I've said it so many times. A 12-hour broadcast for fight bladder cancer, helping them. Great charity. Of course, bladder cancer is the 7th most common cancer, but not many people are aware of it like the others. And only 0.6% of money is spent on its research, and there's been no progress in treatment for over 30 years. So we want to help out with that. And of course, another reason why I'm supporting them, and all of us as support me who are involved, is because they don't only take care of the sufferers who are diagnosed with bladder cancer, they also give support to the family and the carers. So they open the doors and make sure that everybody is taken care of why people are suffering from it. And it's brilliant cause. And the event, you've seen this, you've seen the schedule now, haven't you, Stephen? And it's looking good.
I've seen the schedule from 9 a.m. in the morning through to 9 p.m. at night, and it's in half hours, 30-minute slots, and it's packed full.
It's packed full
of people.
Do you know what I mean? It's going to be 12 hours where something's going on all the time. I mean, there's not any parts where there's just either you or me going, yeah. I had cheese on my toast this afternoon. None of that. We've got something going on all the time. So, where if you can only, I can't imagine everybody's going to be able to watch it for 12 hours. But whenever you come on to watch a bit or get involved, there's going to be something happening, guaranteed. Whenever you tune in. So we've got some celebrity guests, some great celebrity guests, music. What else have we got? Outside broadcasts, quizzes. Yeah, the best quiz in the world. I'm so excited about.
Does it have some very special prizes?
Oh yeah, it does. But I'm not going to mention them because that's part of the surprise. But one of the contestants, which I didn't know, Mark Phillips, brilliantly, I didn't know he appeared in Biker Grove. Do you remember? I remember
Biker Grove in the 80s.
Biker. Yeah, I can't do it. And he's also...
I can't do a Newcastle accent either, no.
He's also been in Auf Wiedersehen, Pet, as well. He didn't tell me this till afterwards. So we got... He's going to be a part of the quiz. The quiz.
The radio voices are coming out now.
Yeah. So, yeah.
Right. And
I can remember. That's good honor. Come a part of the quiz. You can win with the quiz. Back in the old days. Hey.
Oh, you only had your voice then. Now you've got video as well.
Yeah. You have to look at me, unfortunately, as well now.
Right. To everybody's watching, you are all invited, and you can join us in text. You can join us on camera. And Kelly's remarking on the temperature and saying it's -3 degrees or 27 degrees Fahrenheit. It feels like -11 with the wind chill in Sarnia, with a bit of snow today. Well, it felt like I did go out. I did brave the cold. And I went out, and it is darn freezing out there. I had to thaw it when I came back.
Yeah, no, I've got a mate who's at Euro Disney at the moment, and it's snowing there.
Oh,
so
wow.
I've been watching his live videos he's been putting up, and the question that I gave him to ask there. Now, this is an interesting question that probably nobody really thinks about, but Goofy is a dog, Pluto is a dog, and Goofy can walk like a human, talk like a human, and do all stuff like a human, but Pluto can't. Now, my question was to ask him to get somebody, go up to Goofy, oh, hello there, hello, I'm Goofy, and go, why can you walk and talk, but Pluto can't?
Right. Okay.
I've just ruined everybody's childhood.
No, you do know they're not real, don't you?
No, they are. They are.
All right. Okay, they are real.
Don't ruin my childhood.
I never said that at all.
Don't ruin my childhood. Oh, go for it. That sounds like more like Barney the dinosaur.
Could be. It could be. Right.
We're
Okay.
supposed to be talking about where we live. I'm doing goofy impersonations and talking about Disneyland in Paris.
I know. It would be good if somebody did come on mobile from Paris. Now, coming up
I should have asked him to do a walk.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's a bit late now.
We're keeping warm.
Well, I've noticed in this video he's got a big thick coat on, so he's
right.
Nice and,
okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. Right, and Catherine joins us, and say hello to Catherine. Nice to see you. Fonz is running through his voices for practicing for Friday's show, so you know what we're in for. 12 hours of guests, and all linked together by Fonz, who will be live on air for 12 hours. And we're hoping for people typing in donate and actually donating to the charity. During the course of the day, you can type donate at any time, and not only do you get a chance to actually donate, but you get more information about the charity itself and a link to their pages as well. So it's not just about collecting the money, the dollars, it's also about getting information about making people aware of bladder cancer and what you can do in terms of possible prevention and in terms of care should it happen.
Definitely.
And
I think also in the link, you can also, if you type in donate, if it's not been added yet, it will be, because I was discussing this with RJ about becoming a guest. So you can come a guest and talk to the celebrities as well.
Yep. Yeah, I gave RJ the link yesterday. So the teamwork works.
Yep.
Yeah, RJ's created a bot for the show, hasn't she?
Yeah, brilliant. I didn't really understand them till then, but it's brilliant. It's brilliant. You know what I mean? I've been living in a stone age. I've been doing radio. Now all these, it's brilliant. You know what I mean? It's amazing what you're able to do now, and I love it.
Brilliant. I mean, it makes it. What's the Peter Stewart joins us? What's the temperature up in Scotland, Peter? Up in Aberdeen, is it snowing yet? Yeah. I mean, the thing about it is, it's basically using a messenger bot in this case makes it a lot easier. You don't have to keep shouting out, "Here's the link to donate."
Yeah.
Throughout the 12 hours, because you go batty doing that. All you have to do is to say, "Please type the word donate," and you'll be taken off the messenger and then presented with choices. And you have the final say on whether you donate or not. If you want more information or you want to join as a guest on the show, it's all there.
So, I mean, by typing donate, you're not, once you type that, you're not asked to donate. You're just given the opportunity as well as the other information.
Yeah.
As well, which is brilliant. It's giving you the choice. And you can always go back to it later and change your mind if you want to donate. They might start donating to get me off the screen. I don't know.
Right, donate $5 and Fonz will disappear for 10 minutes. Donate $10 and Fonz will disappear for 20 minutes. And Peter's saying it's cold and it's not snowing yet. So that's good. Yeah, we're in the studio today. Several reasons. Fonz has been working 24/7 arranging Friday's show. And I think once Friday's show is done and dusted and we can sit down at 9:01 on Friday and say, "We did it," then you'll be able to relax, won't you?
Yeah. I don't think, funny thing is though, from doing past fundraisers for other things, you say that you can relax. You can relax from what you've done, but you're still buzzing about it, like thinking, wow, this happened, that happened, and like it's from things I've done for a couple of days afterwards, it's still in your system, sort of thing, that you can't let go.
No. The other beautiful thing about it is you're actually creating content. which the charity can then, you could send a copy to the charity or could do it for them. They can then use it to promote the charity.
Yeah, no, definitely.
So that's an additional benefit.
Definitely. It certainly opens up all kinds of options. And of course we've got North Arts involved, FM.
Yeah.
But another station's come along, not in North Arts.
Okay.
And said, could they do an interview with me while I'm doing the show live? Like, can they talk to me by video and broadcast it on the radio at the same time? And I thought, I want to take this one step further. And I'm going to have, it's during North Arts live broadcast. They're going to be broadcasting live, as well as having Hope FM and me all chatting together. So simultaneously, if this works, we will be broadcast all over Facebook on North Arts FM and Hope FM all at the same time.
Brilliant.
You look shocked. Like, great, what's he put me in? No, it's straightforward. It's straightforward. They just get a guest link. They will come on. They're going to broadcast it, and then. But to be on 3 things at the same time, you can't get better than that, can you?
No, you can't. This is true. Right, a question from Kelly. Does text to donate on smartphone work out of the country? Do you know? We've got that around that one, Kelly, because basically it's all done via Facebook Messenger. And what you do when you're watching the live show, you type donate, that takes you over to Messenger. You get a menu with 3 options. And if you press the donate button, it takes you straight to the Just Giving page. So you're actually going through Just Giving in the normal way. So can people donate by text?
Yeah, they can. Yeah, they can. I got a text thing somewhere. Hang on, I'll have to look it up. Hold in there. I did have it. What did I do with it?
Okay. Well, we don't need till Friday.
I got it. If people want to text, the code is TCHL63, and they type in the amount they want to 70070, and that's to Just Giving. It adds it to Just Giving. So that should work anywhere, really, shouldn't it? If it's to Just Giving,
it should. Yep.
Do you want me to repeat them? Anybody? It's TCHL63 700 is the number 70 at the end.
TCHL.
I'll go through it again. Hang on. Hold on there. The code is TCHL.
Yeah.
In capital.
Yep.
63.
Yep.
And where's it gone? I've just lost it.
This is live video. We're doing this live. We're getting ready for the show on Friday.
Yeah. No, my computer's just decided to go crazy. And the number to send it to is 70070.
Right.
Just remember 007 ding, 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 in reverse.
Okay.
That's 70070.
You text TCHL to 70070.
Yeah.
Right.
No,
okay.
63 at the end. TCHL63.
Hang on, we'll get there in a minute. I'm going to copy and paste that. Okay. I got it. I think I've got it. So TCHL63, text that to 70070.
Yeah.
And
with the amount that you want to donate.
Okay.
That can be any amount.
Right. Okay. We'll test it out with a pound later, just to.
With a good old pound.
Yes, indeed.
There you go.
Right. So thank you for that reminder, Kelly. That gives us a chance to actually get ready for Fridays for people to donate by text. Much appreciate that. The thing about organising in the event, and Fonz is showing us £1. That is £1.
A good old pound.
That's £1 note. They're not legal tender anymore. They don't exist.
Well, that one does. It's there.
Right. Okay. And Kelly has just done it.
Oh, right. Brilliant. Thanks. Brilliant.
Excellent.
Every little helps, as
It
the
does.
famous supermarket says in this country.
Indeed.
I went, you know what I mean? Every little helps them when you're buying stuff.
Oh, yeah. It does, truly. Right.
But,
okay.
Yeah, no, looking back at the history, because we better mention some history quickly.
Yeah.
The book idea didn't quite work because of the camera, but sort of gives you an idea how you can find things in books. But my plan is, once the 12-hour broadcast is out the way, I'm going to the Cambridge Library and their archives and going to take people through a step-by-step live way of researching history, local history in their library. From looking up old newspapers, questions to ask the person there, and looking through documents and actually have a chat with somebody who's there and what kind of resources they offer. Because I can imagine it'd be the same in different locations to give you an idea of researching. So that's one to watch.
Brilliant. And that brings our favourite word of the week, favourite word of any week, which is microfiche.
Oh yeah, I'm gonna love doing that. I'm gonna go through them all, and I'm gonna look up certain things, and it's brilliant because you can, in Cambridge, you can go back to the very first newspaper in the late 1700s to the present day. And it's brilliant because some of the news stories are printed on a certain day back then, but they happened a week before, because that's how.
well, that's changed a bit, hasn't it?
Yeah, but it's brilliant because you think they take a week to.
Yeah.
But there is some interesting stories in the paper that, you know, I mean, that are long forgotten, and you read them, and some of them are quite. There was one I was looking at a few months ago, and I think it's from the early 1970s, and this poor bloke, he was in his house, and it had an gas explosion in his house, and the newspaper people in the 1970s had gone down. The poor bloke in the photo looks complete wreck. His hair's all over the place.
Right.
And it's got him pointing to where his house was because it's all smashed in and blown. And in the photo,
my house used to be there.
Yeah. Because he was in it when it exploded. So don't worry, you'll be fine. We'll take you to the hospital in about 3 hours. We just want a photo session with you first.
Yeah, well, that's in the space of 40 years, we've gone from reporting last week's news to reporting what happened 10 seconds ago.
Oh, yeah. The news is just like that now. Of course, newspapers aren't the same. Newspapers are definitely struggling because I think the only people even people on trains really don't use newspapers. They just get their phone out and look at it. And I think in the future, news media probably won't get its main income from sales, more likely advertising within the product. So, because that's the way it's sort of going in Cambridge, they're more the newspapers have took over. Don't know what it's like in your area. Have took over more with pages being full of adverts than what there is news, because only way of core income. And I think that's the way it's going to go.
Yeah, we used to have free local weekly newsletters, didn't we?
Yep.
Which should pop through your letterbox, and they've disappeared. You can go to the supermarket. We go to Morrison's, and you can still get a weekly one there, but it is 90% adverts.
Yeah. And we don't get it delivered door to door the same as you. We have to go to supermarket or somewhere to pick it up. And where a newspaper would have probably been about 35p, 40p, to have one of them that's full of adverts, and houses for sale, adverts and houses for sale. It's £1, and the articles are quite shocking because they're tiny little articles, and it's not the same.
Things change, Fonz. Things change.
Yep. I used to have this brilliant way of finding out the news before it hit big time on the internet. What I used to do. Here you go. Have you ever seen that program, Extreme Cheapskates? Anybody ever heard of that? My daughter's a big fan of it. It's an American thing where they do anything to save money. Well, my two extreme cheapskates is don't buy a newspaper, go in your local newsagent and just read it, then put it back on the shelf for somebody else to buy. And the other one is don't buy deodorant, never buy deodorant. Go into town, go into Boots and just cover yourself in all their samples.
Yeah. Okay. I can't really follow that. I've got a picture in my head now, and I just can't get rid of it. Yes. Yeah. I mean, well, going in Boots this time of year, you sort of surrounded by perfume because this is the time that perfume sales are made between now and Christmas. Yeah. Will you be taking part in Black Friday or Cyber Monday or?
That's all beyond me. I just buy stuff as and when I want it.
Right.
You know what I mean? My head's too full of stuff at the moment anyway.
Right.
I have noticed that there is something I'm after. I don't usually buy something unless I really necessarily need it or want it. I'm a big fan of Buddy Holly. Love Buddy Holly. You can see by the inspiration. That's why I wear. And it's got a new album out. And I said that to my mum earlier. I go, Buddy Holly has got a new album. She goes, don't be daft. He's been dead for years. I go, yeah, I know that. But it's the Royal Philharmonic Orchestra have took some of his classic tracks and tidied them up and made them sound really cool. So I want to buy it. I want to buy that.
Right. Okay.
It's not often I'm keen to get something, but that's one thing I'm keen to get off.
Well, I hope it's in the Black Friday sale. I hope you find a copy of it soon. When's it actually released?
It is released. It's on.
All right.
I found it on Amazon earlier, so that's winging its way to me.
All right. Okay. Good old Amazon.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I do like a bit of hey Buddy Holly. So, do you like Buddy Holly music?
Oh yeah, I mean that's part of our history, and certainly it's the basis of a lot of the music that came out in the 60s and 70s.
I think I'm trying to think who it was. Said if you didn't have Buddy Holly, you wouldn't have had the Beatles, and if you never had the Beatles, you wouldn't have had Oasis. So something went wrong somewhere.
That's the quote. Well, the program I love, which is on occasionally, is Musical Family Trees.
Yeah,
and where they actually take a group and work backwards and forwards through every group that they were a member of. So,
you can see somebody's done that in Cambridge. Cambridge roots of Cambridge rock roots, and you can see how many different groups Sid Barrett from Pink Floyd and Dave Gilmour are in.
Yeah.
And other famous people like from Foreigner, I forget the guy's name, and even members of Small Faces were in smaller groups in Cambridge. How they all did village halls, school halls, and local pubs.
Yeah, of course, there's the Small Faces who you just mentioned is Rod Stewart.
Yeah, no, that's the
Small Faces became
later.
the Faces, and then Rod Stewart joined. Yeah,
it was Steve Marriott originally, and Ronnie Lane when it in Itchy Park.
I've got the LP. I've got the original LP of Itchy
Worth
Park.
A bit.
Ogden's Nut Gunflake.
That's the one. Yeah, brilliant cover.
Brilliant cover. Oh yeah, it's intact. It's in one piece. It's not been touched since the 70s.
Wow. I'll tell you what I have got. I'll go one better than that. I used to manage a charity shop, and this old lady passed away, and she was a bit of an hoarder, collected stuff. So that's where I got a lot of my old newspapers from. And she had all different things, and she had a some. I can see the comments on the screen. Well, it's put me off now.
Sorry,
No, you're fine. A collection of vinyl records, and in that was an original Sergeant Pepper, never been played. And I've got that down here, and that I went out and brought another copy just so that was played, just so I could hear it on vinyl. But it's an investment for my kids from the future, so I put that up to one side, because you can imagine probably in 20 years a lot of people are going to want a Sergeant Pepper that's never been played.
Agreed, totally. It is an investment,
but it's amazing. That's what people don't realize. A lot of old stuff, people, when they sadly pass away, what's found in the stuff, especially if they were a collector of stuff and just hoarded it up and it just got put to one side and forgot about.
And Peter's saying his cousin has a shop that deals in vinyl.
Vinyl's brilliant. Cambridge had a bit of a revival with vinyl, having a few vinyl shops popped up, but they're all sadly disappearing now because what's happened is they've had the prices too high. But we know vinyl can be collectible, but some vinyls, with age and stuff, and some of the vinyl they're just overpriced or just been so ridiculous in the price. Nobody's brought it, and they've sadly gone, which is a shame.
Yeah, in town we can buy vinyl from the bookshop.
There's a bookshop in Hertfordshire that does vinyl as well. But I tell you what Cambridge has got in Mill Road. As far as I'm aware, they're still going. They've got a cafe downstairs, and a vinyl shop upstairs.
Right.
So, and you can sit while you're having your cup of tea or whatever. You can take your vinyl downstairs and listen to it.
Excellent.
Which is different.
It is. Brilliant. And Peter's saying that he bought a loft worth of vinyl for 10k.
Wow.
And stocked his shop.
Wow. I wouldn't be. It depends what's in there. I'd find it hard to ever vinyl shop because I'd want to keep all the vinyl.
You wouldn't have a shop selling, you'd have a shop buying. Come in and sell me your vinyl.
Yeah, I'll be in administration after 2 days. It's the same with CDs. Working on radio, I think I showed you a while back some of my CDs. I've got over 5,500 CDs. What I used on radio. Now, the other half has said, you don't even listen to half of them. You don't listen to them at all. Actually, you've never listened to them. So I've got to get rid of some. And that's going to be very hard. But I'm keeping all the Beatles stuff and well-known stuff. But yeah, it's going to be like ripping my arms off getting rid of some of that. Even though I've never played them, the thought's been there. Actually, I might play that one day. I don't know.
Indeed, indeed. Yeah, I mean that's it. There's so much music, good music to listen to, going back for 50 years. That yes, if you got the CD, you've got part of history. It's not just
any band that always stood out to you or singer as one of your favourites.
Oh, I'm going to go through Led Zeppelin, In Excess.
Different bands.
Yeah, Jean-Michel Jarre. We've all got different favourites. Yeah. I mean,
different favourites at different times. Like
yeah. I mean, I went to see Jean-Michel Jarre. In the early 2000s. He was in concert live in Manchester, and it was just this superb night. Yeah. And you go to a live concert, and you've got memories that stay with you, and you've got the photographs, and you've got the music.
Totally. Or you can make an illegal video and put it onto DVD.
Bootleg videos. No, there's a thought.
I'm joking. No, I'm joking. No,
I know you are.
My mum was a big fan of Elvis, and because she was a big fan of Elvis and played Elvis all the time, I used to hate Elvis. And my dad was a big Johnny Cash fan, and I got sick of it. But now, as the years gone by, and I've moved away from them, and they don't play it so much, I've actually, in the last couple of years, actually found Elvis quite good and Johnny Cash quite good. So it shows you how you change, and your views on music.
We used to go on holidays to Cornwall and used to drive down there. And while we're driving around, when we're visiting, we played Bob Marley. Yeah, because it was great going down the country. Yeah, great going down the country road with Bob Marley blaring out. And lo and behold, if you look at my son's CD collections now, they've both got at least one Bob Marley CD.
Yeah, something that I used to do with my kids. I went through a Sam Cooke phase, and I used to at night time walk them up and down, and sing Sam Cooke to him while he was singing along. And it's hilarious because my son, because he was only a baby, probably fully couldn't remember it. He's sitting there. He goes, "I like Sam Cooke. I don't know why I like Sam Cooke, but this is I go, it's because I used to walk you up and down to it, and it's sort of stuck."
Well, wonderfully, we've been in your company for an hour. We've enjoyed it. We thank you for watching us.
Yep.
And final word to Fonz and a shout out for next Friday. You've got to join us. It's on all day. You can't miss it. Fonz, over to you.
Yep, 12 hours. You should be able to at least tune in for half hour. There's no reason why you can't, because we're giving you 12 hours. So make a little space in your diary. My one is down there and it's tram-packed. And make a space in your diary to come along for half hour. And if you type during the broadcast, donate, you can donate a bit of cash. Or if you don't want to donate, you can spread awareness by finding a bit of information about the charity. And even better still, you can come a guest and actually talk to some of the celebrities.
Which is brilliant.
I think we should set a rule. If somebody wants to talk to the celebrities, they've at least got to donate £1 to the charity, I think.
That's a good idea. So, and Bobby's saying he's got a huge album collection too. Right. Okay. Yep. So join Fonz on Friday, 9 a.m. to 9 p.m. 5 hours earlier on the East Coast. And he'll be live all day. He has guests galore, and things are going to be happening on Friday. It's the place to be. From Fonz and I live here.
I was going to say quickly. If everybody thought I was crazy, if everybody thought I was crazy today, you wait till Friday.
Right. Okay. Take care, everybody. We'll see you again soon. Bye.
Bye.
And I'll go and say that's a wrap.